You hit your record.
Hi,
Yay!
RAM fans. This is Miley Martin from Student Activities at Fresno City College. And RAM 30 is all about meeting inspirational Fresno City College alumni and community members to hear their story of success. So today we're in for a big thrill because I'm introducing you to an inspirational alumni, a business graduate, and she's also an entrepreneur and a mother and just amazing. Marjie Carlet, welcome. Hi.
Hello. Welcome, peeps. I'm
Yes,
so
I should say
excited.
aloha. Aloha. We're both from
Alo-
Hawaii.
I know we're both from Hawaii. Aloha, peoples.
Thank you so much for joining us on RAM 30. You are amazing, Marjie. You've done so much. And we met on the campus, I think through our vendor fair. You had your
Yes.
wonderful scarves that you were selling at the vendor
Yes.
fair. And you had told me that you had recently finished the 18-month business program and you started your business. There's so many questions I have for you. So
Yes.
what were you doing though before you came to Fresno City College, and did you have a reason you're going to start a business, or kind of tell us what brought you to Fresno City College?
What brought me to Fresno State College is because I moved from Hawaii to here and I was 27 years old. And so I have like a good career in sales in Hawaii. And so that's really, I felt like, oh, I don't need to go to school because I was making money on sales. You know, sales makes money. But then all of a sudden at 27, I just moved from Hawaii to here and I have no purpose. I felt like I don't want to be in sales anymore. I have no purpose. And during that time, it was really tough because it's recession. You know, sales are completely down. Nobody was buying anything. And so I said, you know what? I wanted to go to school. So I always wanted to be a serial entrepreneur. So I always wanted to have either multiple businesses and also real estate properties. So that's what I wanted to do. I said, well, if I wanted to do that, I wanted to know something about business. And then Fresno City College at that time, Carrie, if you're listening, hi. She is she's our mother person in there that really put us in alignment. And I was able to finish that AA in business. I have an AA in business transferable to Fresno State. And my main purpose at that time is not to have a degree, but basically to learn something about business that I could apply immediately into my life. And that was the main purpose and mindset that I'm taking in when I went to Fresno City College. And because of that mindset, I was able to graduate with an A. I was actually in a dean's list for the whole entire time. Not because I wanted to be an A student, is because I really wanted to learn and apply. Like I told my student, and this is before we ever, go through the tangent. As you know, I'm now Fresno City College instructor. So I part-time in Fresno City College to give back to the community that have given so much back to me. And I want my student to know, yes, A is the best thing because you want a really good GPA. But A that you didn't work hard for is not good. And if you don't learn the lessons that you've learned in that class, but a B student that really wanted to learn and wanted to apply the learning to their life and to their career is better options. But of course, having an A is good, but don't just think about an A. Think about it as A will follow when you wanted to learn and apply those things in your life and in your career. Because that's what happened. I apply every single subject that I've learned from Fresno Edge when I was doing my AA degree. I apply it in my business, and that's how my business grow. Because when they're talking about marketing, I was like, how do you do marketing? When they're talking about accounting books, I was like into there, like, how do you learn how to do books? So those are the things that become my foundation.
So Fresno City College really gave you a foundation, Marjie, So you took that, and what was your experience like taking your foundational education and then springboarding into entrepreneurship and scarves? How did you decide on scarves?
So I finished my degree, then I have a baby. So I didn't know what I was gonna do with the degree. And so I decided to invest. At that time, I only have $250. So I said, okay, I have a business degree and a $250. What else can you need? What do you need? Nothing. So I mean, you need a lot, but at that time, that's the only thing I need, and I have the time. So I put $250, and after that $250, I started my scarf business, and then it grew. So the first week, the $250 grew once I just bought material, sew it, and it grew, and it became 650. When I was in the vendor's fair, I was new as a designer. That was the newest thing that I was doing. So I was just applying everything and returning back the money that I profit to the business, and I keep returning and returning until the business evolved to what it is. And because of that, it started from Fresno City College. Then I started the business that grew, that given me foundation to do the things that I'm doing. Now I'm starting motivational speaking. I'm building a career in Asia because of this. I am in a couple TV shows. So can you imagine that 2 years in Fresno City College has opened a door for me to start what I needed to start.
So you've done so much in a short period of time. How many years passed between the time you finished, and I believe it was 2011, until the time that you actually had your scarf business? Mm. Was it just a couple years?
Years. I started the scarf business 2013.
Okay, so it was a couple years.
Yes, I finished in 2011. When I was going to school, me and my husband, we had a baby. I had 10. You guys, I have 10 vehicle accident that I am not, during I was going to class, right? It was not my fault. It was just sometimes I will just in a red light and they will hit my car. And it's just bumper to bumper, nothing crazy, except for one. And I told myself that time, I said, if there's so much hardship for me to go through just to finish college, it means I'm meant to be somebody one day.
Oh.
Only thing I thought, like, people is like, it's somehow, this is making me stronger because I'm going to be somebody, I'm going to help a lot of people, and somebody somehow wants me out, but I'm not going to let that.
So Marjie, that's amazing. You have a lot of grit. I mean, you are just really, you grab it and you go, you don't look back, you keep moving forward. And I think that's something that any entrepreneur needs. You're going to have failures, you're going to have challenges. And, what kind of challenges did you have aside from having a couple of car accidents, but what challenges have you faced as a woman in business to try and get things going? I know you've had other challenges. Let's talk about that.
The challenges is sometimes I don't know the next step. So that was the harder part. So you have to, after you have graduated from Fresno City College, you have to attach yourself with people that know what they're doing in terms of business or whatever career you're going. So if you're going to be a nurse, or you're going to be a photographer, you're going to be a chef, figure out a way to attach to the people that actually done it already. I would pay thousands of dollars, like not like millions and millions of dollars, but I pay a handful of couple $1,000s to be mentored by somebody. Last March, I was in Bali, Indonesia with Dear Aline, she has 1 million followers. Nas Daily was there teaching for an hour. Project Nightfall. This is the big hitters on social media. I live with them, with a group of people, and paid to be in their program for a whole week, and flew to Bali, Indonesia, because that's where the retreat is, because it's an international retreat, just to learn their knowledge, because it will take me years and years that they already went through. So those are the things that's really important. Don't stop. and think you know it all. You have to move on forward, attach yourself people that knows better.
So that reminds me, you shared a story when you were trying to get into the scarf business. You waited outside someone's door for like, I don't know, a couple weeks, and you kept trying to connect with this key individual, key designer.
Yes,
Share
no,
that story.
it's not a designer. It's actually the person that sew your stuff, the manufacturing company. What you don't know in business, the manufacturing company usually doesn't take you in right away. If they don't know you, if they can't trust you, if they don't know who you are, it like there's two companies. One is the scarf company that produced a private label for a long time. And so I remember going in there and they would not give me anything. And then I will go there multiple times and they will take me to this room of just like junky scarf, right? Like I didn't know. I said, you know what? This is not my brand. My brand is very quality. It's good quality. That's what I want my brand to be known. But you're showing me scarf that's from the dollar, like $1 worth scarf, right? And this is not my brand, right? My brand price range is this. This is the clientele I wanted. So I want a very good quality scarf. And so they're like, no. And then I keep coming back. And all of a sudden I gave them my portfolio one day after I think 5 tries. And all of a sudden the company owner came out and she came out and she showed it and she said, take her to the room. So I was like, what is the room? So me and Barry were like super excited. I was like, what is the room? So we went inside the room and they say, you see this room? This is where big companies like Macy's and Nordstrom and all that stuff, this is some of the stuff that they will carry in their store through 3 seasons from now. Oh, this is the good stuff. So I was like, I was looking in there, this is what I wanted, but you cannot get into that room until you've proven that you're serious enough to get into that room.
So networking is huge. And really learning the business from the experts like you did. You have to put money into learning about other people's experience.
Yeah.
And again, but though, why did you choose scarves? The first thing is, oh, you're creative. You're going to design the scarves yourself. How much of that is?
I'm not a fashion person. I'm a brand developer, right? I'm a product developer, but I'm not a fashion person. I'm not the one who you'll see my Instagram really fully fashion out. I'm a mom with 2 kids now, 10, it's her birthday today. So hello, Alohi, happy birthday. So, so I have a 10 years old and a 5 years old. And my way of dressing is good, clean, high quality, simple. Right? I don't want it to spend thousands of dollars to buy designer clothes. I don't want it to go and buy cheap clothes that I can only wash 1 or 2 times. But at the same time, I'm not into clothes. But what I'm into is simple clothes. So if I buy simple clothes, but I need to get up, I know that a scarf can do it. I can go with a jeans and t-shirt with a cute high heels and put a scarf on and a good earrings and I'm done. Yeah. Right? So I want my customer to feel the same way, to feel that they don't need to have super expensive clothes, but all of us want to look like we're comfortable and we're put together. And a scarf will do that in any season.
That is so true. And a great purse.
And a great
You always had a great purse. You always had a great purse.
Yeah.
So let me see. Okay, so we're in the midst of a crazy pandemic. How has that affected your business, your brand? I know you mentioned you're doing a lot of marketing soon in the Philippines.
Yes.
How are you mitigating that situation?
That is really tough because I am pivoting my online sales, because before I was always like in an event. I was an event person. So I will like go to Los Angeles and put an event there. I will be here and I would have an event and I would always have like really good events for my scarf. But now everything is turned online. But my online business, it's a tech world.
Right.
Algorithm, there's there's a lot of searches, there's a technical part of having an online, and I'm learning that so much. But at the same time, what I wanted to tell people that starting a business, especially student that just finishing college and they starting the business or they're starting to have a career, you guys have to learn how to save. You cannot spend every single money that you've earned from your business or from career and think that's okay, because at the end of the day, things like this would happen, like a pandemic or a natural disaster or something happen. You have to be okay to not spend every single dollar, because at the end of the day, piece of having a reserve for your business and for your personal finance is one of the most important lesson I've learned. And it's true, because we were 2 years ago when the business is growing, we don't have anything, but now we were able to save, right? Because I still work and I still have the business. And so I use that reserve to still grow the business. I'm pivoting a little bit here on Carlet Edmonds. I am now starting to develop a couple different products. And at the same time, I am building a follower in Asia, because Asia is where industrial revolution is. So what that means is they are growing there. So I know with all my heart, I know after the COVID, Asia is gonna grow. So I am pivoting my company where I could also serve the Asian countries for Carlet Edmonds, and Asian countries are accepting Carlet Edmonds. They are so open. We started our YouTube channel and give back to the community in the Philippines. And the YouTube channel is about life lessons. It's called Carlet Edmonds. It's life lesson and also giving back to the community. That community have, in a matter of 4 months, we're almost 1,300 subscribers in a matter of 4 months, which is for what we're doing, especially for older YouTuber, that's really, for me, that's super good. And we are going to build a company in there, in a sense, to give back to where I'm from, because I'm Filipino, right?
Right.
Um, so the Carlet Edmonds is gonna pivot again once everything is over, and going to move its production to Asia for the Asian community. So,
And with your pivot to running your business in Asia, is it going to stay scarves? Are you expanding your brand?
I am, the whole thing is, one day the brand is gonna grow, that I no longer going to do all the designing and the hard work. What I wanted to do is to grow this Carlet Edmonds. Carlet Edmonds, you guys, is not my name. That's my last name. Carlet is my maiden name, and then my husband's last name is Edmonds. So we put both our last name together, and it became a brand called Carlet Edmonds. I want Carlet Edmonds to be such a big brand that I don't have to do anything, that I just license my name. So that's like, in the next couple of years, that's what I wanted to do, is my name can be licensed by anybody that believes in the same principle and the same core value that we have as a company. So that's what I wanted.
So you're looking at expanding the brand, and people can say, hey, Margie, we've got this great line of clothing. We want to put your name on it. You're looking to go really big, which is very exciting.
I love watches. Watch is my thing. So if somebody is like a company that already manufacturing watch, I don't need to start my own watch manufacturing company, but I'm going to say, hey, Carlet Edmonds is a brand. It has a following, and I want you to design a watch for my core company, and here's my name. You can license it or private label it. So one day, Carlet Edmonds is going to be in a watches and umbrella or something that I really, really believe on. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to...
That is very, very exciting. You know, for Fresno City College students that may be in the business division taking classes, you kind of knew you were going to head in that direction. So I know a lot of times students come to Fresno City College and they don't have their vision yet. How do students start to find their purpose and their drives? What could you tell them about that? Because you were a little bit older before you came to
Yeah.
campus. You had a definite vision for yourself, and you did what it took to get to where you are. Students that may be in school right now, not sure which direction to go, what advice would you give those students?
I have two advice, which is really great advice. Okay. One advice is you need to write everything that you like to do. Okay. So you're going to write, get a piece of paper. If you cannot write on a piece of paper or a piece of notebook of what you wanted to do, then that's on you, right? Because everybody has a piece of paper and a pen in their house. So get a piece of paper right now as you are watching it. And I want you, before this video end, you need to write 10 to 20 things that you like, right? 10, 20 things. And then on right beside it, pick 3 that you like at this moment, right? And if you have opportunity to do that, experience it and see if you like it. Especially for young student of Fresno City College, you have the time in your hand to experience the things and understand if you like something or not. As an older person going through college and finding my purpose, I didn't have the luxury. But so example, I'm gonna give a definite example on that. So that's the second part of this. The first part is writing it down and figuring out what you like and what you don't like, right? Cross it out if you don't like it, put a number in it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the order that you like it or not. Then say, let's say example, this is the second part. If you want cooking, if you want comedy, you want to be an actress, or if you wanted to start a business, then you gotta figure out and try something that might put you in that position. Because what you guys don't know, why I mentioned comedy, okay? I wanted to be a stand-up comic.
Oh.
Right? Always in my system. I felt like I'm funny, I'm in my system, I wanted to do this. And guess what happened? I cannot move into life if I didn't try it. So at age, I was 33 years old. At age 33, I think it was like a year before I start my business. And I was trying to figure out who I am as a person. So at age 33, I contact a comic promoter here in Fresno. And I told him before, it's like in Thai, it's closed now. But there's a couple of promoter here. And so I contact them and I said, hey, I wanted to be a stand-up comic. And I convinced this guy that I was so good that he put me on. And I was good. I have a standing ovation the first time. And I was like, wow, I really, really like it. And I tried it again the second time. And I tried it again the third time. Right around the third time, I'm only getting paid maybe $50. And if I decided to travel to Los Angeles and do comic, that I have to stay in a hotel room with people that I don't know. But at that time, at 33, I'm married and I have 2 kids. So that is not for me. I know I'm good with it. I know I have a heart for it, but it's not me. So I just checked it out of my box and said, okay, stand-up comic, nope. But I tried it. How do you know that you don't like something if you don't try it? Because what happens, you get stuck in your head like, I should be a singer. Then sing your heart out. I should be a nurse. Go to a nursing school. Figure it out. If you don't like it, at least you know you try, because at the end of the day, we're human beings and we're all about experiences. More than anything else, our heart and our peace of mind and heart is more important than anything.
So Margie, you have a magnetic personality. I mean, I smile. I just look at you have this big smile because you have so much, you bring so much energy. There are a lot of people that don't have that confidence, shy. How many students at City College, they're pretty shy and they're quiet. What do you suggest for students to do to break out of being more the introvert, painfully shy? I mean, I was shy. I'm not as shy as I used to be, but everyone's a little bit shy. You probably never were shy. And what would you suggest? What can students do to break out of the quiet and shy?
I think you're going to agree with this, because you said yourself you were shy before and now you're not. And what takes it is because you practice. Confidence, a lot of people doesn't think that I am not as confident 10 years ago nor 20 years ago, right? So confidence is really about practice. Nobody came out of the womb confident. Somebody come out of the womb, you're naked. You're not confident at that point, you know? Like you cry when you need a baby bottle. So I was like, and so what I wanted to tell students and even my own kids, because one of my kids was shy before, but I noticed one thing. I remember I was taking her to school and she was not confident on crossing the street. But the street is not like a street in like a big highway, right? It's just like from the parking lot, like all the way to the schools. Of course, there's cars there. So I told, she said, I don't want to do it. But it's like, well, one day you have to do it. So might as well teach you and let you practice it while mommy's here helping you. I said, mommy's going to stay right here. What you need to do is you follow that path and you go through. But she didn't know I was really looking at her facial expression. And as she was walking past, she was scared. All of a sudden, she did it. And right across the street, I could see her face like I did it, like she's super happy. And then we never had a problem for her crossing the street. She knows where to go, what path to take. She looked right on the right because that's where the cars are coming from. And she was able to cross the street. And as the days goes by, her confidence crossing the street. And that's what I want to tell the student. You have to put yourself into uncomfortable situation in order to grow, because when it's uncomfortable, it means you're growing as a person. And even though it's painfully shy, I don't let my student, I have presentation when I had a face-to-face class. And I said, I don't care if it's 30 seconds. I don't care if it's 15 seconds. You cannot say no, because you just don't know. If you don't really like it, because it's only one time, if you don't really like it, then the next time you have another teacher, you can tell the other teacher, hey, it's really, I'm having anxiety about it and I just didn't want it to do. But at least that's how it is. But sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, 9 out of 10, actually 10 out of 10, all the shy students in my class that present their work, it started with like, hi, really quiet. And all of a sudden, right at the 30 seconds mark, they start opening it up because their classmates are smiling and they're clapping for them because they know they're really shy. It's the first time they speak in class. And that's the practice that I want everybody to try. We can't force you to do it, but if you can just kind of like meditate on it and just think about it and let that sink in.
Exactly. Students have to face their fears and do the things that are uncomfortable because we have to grow. We just have to keep changing and growing and going down that journey. So we have just a little bit of time left. What is on the horizon for you, aside from trying to get into the Asian market? We're in a pandemic.
Yeah. Well, I am, after all this craziness, I'm still going to teach at Fresno City College, but we are basically going back and forth to Asia after the pandemic is over. It might be a couple years, it might be 2 years, Supposed to be, we're moving to Asia next month, September, but that's not going to happen because there's nobody taking us to go nowhere, right? We can't ride a plane at this moment. And I wanted to also be safe and make sure that I do my part as a community. I would consider myself as a community leader, right? Everybody should, no matter how small or big you are advocate for your own little community. So as a community leader, I want to make sure I'm safe and my people are safe. And so we are going to stay put. We're going to do a lot of savings during this time. And then when time is right, we're going to go to the Philippines. I have 5 things that I already think. I'm going to grow the YouTube channel. And then when we go to the Philippines, we're going to see what business we could start in there to serve the Asian countries. And then the second thing is I'm writing a book and I want that to be done before. So it's a motivational book. It's called Letters to My Daughters, which is things that I've experienced in my life that I wanted to share. Every daughters and every sons out there that can relate. So I want them to experience life in a way that they don't have to suffer for my own suffering. I already did it, so they can just have the ability to do. And I want to be a TV host in the Philippines or some type of host. and I'm gonna bring the kids, and I can spend more time with the kids. So that's it. That's the 5 things I wanted to do.
That is beautiful. I'm so excited for you, and I know you're going to do everything that you said you're going to do because you do it. Now, your YouTube channel, how can people connect with you?
YouTube channel, Carlet Edmonds. If you put CARLET and then space EDMONDS on any search engines available right now, you'll see my face. You see everything that we do. On Facebook, we have almost 10,000 followers now on Facebook. And on YouTube, we just started YouTube. There's like 1,300 right now, and we're growing. We're growing as a company. We're growing as people. And before I let you guys go, I want to tell you this. Not because you're seeing somebody like me or somebody else that you see that they look like they're all together and they're put together. Please do not think about it that way. We all have different struggles that we're going through in life. I have to self-talk myself most time. I've listened to, even though I'm a motivational speaker myself and people really pull in from me, I too pull in from other motivational speaker and listen to motivational speeches, because at the end of the day, we are human beings, and it's not all the time that we are in a high of the mountaintops. There's times that we are in a valley. We all have the same platform, and we're keep the lessons from the mountaintop and we dig deep from the valley. That's what we're gonna do right now during this COVID.
I love it. Thank you, Marjie, so much. And Ram fans, remember, we're rewarded for what we create. So please keep creative, believe in yourself, and dream big dreams. Be inspired, everyone. Thank you, Marjie. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.